Hello traders, welcome to Zion Traders. So today we'll be analyzing NZDCHF, right? So before we take a look at the technicals, let's really take a look at the fundamental perspective and see what is happening in the fundamental. So I sent this report to our Telegram community, and we can see for NZD, the CPI was released on 20th, which is just yesterday of July 2025, and it came out negative. The previous was 0.9%, the forecast was 0.6%, it came out 0.5%, right, which is negative, right? So CPI negative, right? So looking at the cash rate was released on the 9th of July, right, as we can see right here, and it was actually neutral because it came out as forecasted, right? And also the previous was also 3.25%. So the cash rate means the interest rate remains at 3.25%. It was not increased, it was not decreased, right? So as for CHF, we can see the CPI was released on July 3rd, and it came out positive, right? So it was forecasted to be 0.1%, but it came out 0.2%, which is the CPI. And we see the unemployment rate. Unemployment rate actually came out as for greater than previous, but actual, which is actually came out neutral because it's the same as it was forecasted, right? So in summary, right, we can see that the CPI for NZDCHF is low, which means that there is no expectation for interest rate hike for this for NZD, right? So and if there is no expectation for interest rate hike, what does that mean? It signals that price is not going to be bullish, right? So that's it. And for this CHF, since the CPI is up, right? So above expectation or above the forecast, it actually means at least there is a higher probability of interest rate hike, right? So that's pretty much it. So and it's going to positively affect the market, right? So that's it, guys. So let's quickly take a look at the technical perspective. As you can see, this is the weekly time frame. So on our weekly time frame, we can see actually NZDCHF has been bearish for a very long time now, and we can see it has been breaking structure on the weekly time frame, bearish, and right here we are at this point. And what are we expecting? We are expecting another break of structure, bearish, right? So let's go to the daily time frame. Alright, so on the daily time frame, we can see previously price was bullish, which is it was retracing into that higher time frame, Eastern reference point, right? So and now you can see price actually traded into the internal range liquidity, which is the fair value gap on the weekly time frame, and refining it to the daily time frame. You can see right here it traded into this fair value gap, and then when price traded into this fair value gap, we saw a change of character, bearish. And then whenever I always tell you guys, whenever we see a change of character, it means there's a possibility for a reversal, right? So it could also be an inducement sweep. However, personally, I took a trade from here, this point, and I actually traded it, but it didn't get to my target because my target was around this point, right? So that's pretty much it. And then ever since price has been breaking structure bearish, right? So right now we can see the last break of structure that's happened. Where is our target? Our target is that weekly time frame external range liquidity or set side liquidity, and currently we see we are still breaking structure to the downside. So what is our expectation from what we see right now? Personally, I was actually hoping price was going to get to this point before this last sell that happened, or which before this sell happened. I had allowed this point for price to trade into before this continuation, but the price had not taken traded into it. So where is my next expectation to sell from? Let's scale down to the 1 hour time frame. So personally, if I want to take any sell, I will wait for price. Actually, I was waiting for price right here, but it didn't get here before the sell. But I'll still waiting for price to get to this point, or at this point when price gets to this one, since we have another break of structure bearish again, so price could get to this point and we'll start selling, right? And also it aligns with this psychological level, which is 48, right? 0.48 thousand, right? So that's pretty much it. So I'm waiting for price to get to this level, and then we'll take a sell. I might take it, I might not take it, right? So seeing that we actually at the discount level of the higher time frame, let's quickly check it out. So on the weekly time frame, the reason why you have to be mindful of this trade, if you look at this point and this point, you can see that this is actually very at the discount level, so you should be careful. But then we are still bearish. Good luck.